Gaming
Oh,
icon
yes!
crashes Nintendo Switch.
Yes! Yes!
The impossible isn't
yes,
possible.
yes,
All
yes,
three original
yes,
Crash Bandicoot
yes,
games are debuting on the
yes!
system for
That's
the
what I'm
very
talking
first time.
about.
I'm back! Crash is back, folks.
So, ladies and turds, a few months ago I actually made a video, talking about the release of the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy. And if you've been following this channel, you know that I'm a huge fan of, Crash and, the series ever since I played it on the PlayStation 1. And so I'm, excited to say that it was actually confirmed that it's not only coming out on the Switch, but it's also coming out to the Xbone and the PC as well. This is kind of funny to think about, because back in the day there was commercials where Crash, there's a mascot, guy in an outfit with a megaphone, and he's like,
"Hey plumber boy, mustache man, your worst nightmare has arrived."
And here we are, 20 years later, and Crash is on a Nintendo console. He's been on the GameCube before, he's been on the DS. I believe he's also been on the original Xbox 360, as well as some mobile games and stuff. This is the first time Crash is actually coming out to the computer, and many people are excited to see mods or something. How are people going to modify this game, maybe change the physics or something so Crash plays similar to how he did in the PlayStation 1 games. Maybe they'll add in more custom levels or something. I remember mentioning this, that I wanted Crash to be multi-platform back in December or something of 2016. And I remember the comments, or at least on Reddit or whatever, the people were attacking me or something. They were saying Crash, should be a PlayStation 4 exclusive. He doesn't belong on other consoles. It wouldn't make sense for Sony to give up that IP or something. And that confused me. That was that made me scratch my head here, because a new game hasn't been made in I don't know how many years. And so now he's back, with a remake, and Activision, who owns, the Crash license, not Sony or Naughty Dog anymore, kind of is testing the waters. And then I got, the PlayStation 4 version when it came out, so I can support the series, in the best way I can. Because I want more, games to come out for the Crash Bandicoot series, so more people can play it, meaning that, if it does well on those consoles too, then, Activision, sees that it's successful, and we can get, another Crash Bandicoot game, or, I don't know, maybe another game remastered or something. I believe I recently read that Activision actually has a 5-year plan with Crash Bandicoot, and I think, take this with a grain of salt here, I think there's supposed to be a new game coming out in 2019. I've been seeing merchandise, come out for Crash Bandicoot recently. They have that socks and stuff. I believe they've had a number of shirts, a Skylanders, figurine of Cortex and Crash. I still haven't picked it up because it's still around $25 and stuff. Then it was the Crash, PVC pipe figurine over here, which looks awesome, but it's also $70. It is the coolest thing ever. It feels like I'm a toddler again, back in, when I had my PlayStation 1. And then standing here in 2018, it's kind of insane to think, that the trilogy was announced pretty much 2 years ago. It was on June 2016, and during E3, Sony just unveiled, Crash Bandicoot, and I had a heart attack there. I was watching with my brother. I've been asking Naughty Dog, to bring this series back, and I never expected it to happen. And then Sean Layden, walked onto the stage. I've talked about this a million times, but it brought me tears. That was probably my favorite moment I've ever experienced in E3. In December 2016, the PlayStation experience, happened, and we actually got the first trailer of, what the remake is supposed to look like. Then in May 2017, Best Buy was having a demo station thing. And I looked everywhere, and then I was finally able to go, to my local Best Buy and play the Crash Bandicoot demo for the first time. I played a few levels, I think they had 3 difficulties, and I had a lot of fun. People enjoyed that video too. And then a few months after that, I actually hyped up everybody by creating my Crash Bandicoot 1 review. And I'm actually really proud of that. It's probably one of my favorite videos that I've created so far. Everything from the animation to all the information I shared. But I was excited because Crash is coming back, and I wanted everybody to know. Coco was also confirmed to be a playable character. And then, people actually played the game. And then as the months went by, people kept playing the games. They gave it swell reviews, Crash, the Insane Trilogy actually stayed on top of the best-selling list or something of each month for I think a few months, or at least a few weeks or something. And then a few months after that, of course, was the PlayStation experience. And we got that, Medieval announcement over here. I made an entire video on that. Franchises Crash and Medieval and Spyro need to come back. And I'm guessing that, because of the success that Activision saw, we're actually going to get that, pretty much soon. There were rumors flying around that, Crash might come out on the Switch. I don't really, listen to rumors, but I completely forgot about this. And then they finally showed it. They actually showed it, that it is confirmed that it is coming out on the Switch. You can play it on the go. And that is awesome. I was like, what the turd? And people actually found out that, you know, in the original Crash Warp on the PlayStation 1, if you put in like a secret code or something, you can actually unlock the, you know, Spyro the Dragon like demo to be played in Crash Warp. And then if you actually try doing, you know, a special demo code in Spyro the Dragon on the PlayStation 1, you actually unlock Crash Warp, you know, as a playable demo too, which is pretty awesome. And so naturally, people thought maybe if I try, you know, the Spyro code in the Insane Remaster, something might happen as well. And they were correct. If you can see here, you know, if you input the code normally, nothing actually happens, but if you look closer, you can notice that the cursor actually, you know, disappears. Now, that might not sound weird, but if you look at the other two, you know, games that were, you know, remade over here for the trilogy, nothing happens, the cursor stays the same and everything acts normally. But for Warped, for some reason, it completely disappears. And so that wasn't, you know, enough for some people, and so they actually looked into the code itself of the game. And if you take a yonder here, you can see that the first line of input here is for the new game, you know, when you start a new game of Crash Warped. The second input here is for loading the game, but there's a third mysterious one here that, you know, as you can see from the main menu, doesn't appear to be there. And underneath it, it clearly says Spyro Demo. And so what I think is happening, ladies and turds, I think that, you know, the company who was behind this, maybe Vicarious Visions, maybe some other one, once they announce the Spyro Trilogy remaster, maybe like a patch will come out or something for Crash, and if you input the code, you'll actually be able to play the game, you know, on your PlayStation 4. Or maybe it's already going to be patched in, you know, to the like later versions that are coming out this year. That would be the coolest thing ever. September 2018 is supposed to be Spyro's, you know, 20th anniversary over here. But it will make complete sense that the trilogy is coming back as well. Similar how we did with Crash, you know, back in E3 of 2016, we might, you know, get the same news E3 of 2018. That would be awesome. I've been asking for that ever since, you know, the start. Ever since we saw Crash, I've been asking for the same treatment in Spyro. And then do you think that, you know, I'm gonna guess that the Spyro remake will also be like a 1-year exclusive or something for Sony, and then it's gonna come out later on Switch, the Xbone, and PC as well, similar to how Crash Bandicoot did. Either way, I don't know, this news is very exciting. I'm happy that, you know, toddlers, like I said, that are able to relive, you know, like my childhood with these games, you know, now in 2018. And then not only that, but that, you know, we're gonna be getting, hopefully, Spyro the Dragon soon as well. And thank you to all the, you know, lovely Patreons here, you know, for all your support. It's, you know, because of you I've been able to, you know, create these videos and, you know, make a little derpy like green screen and whatnot. So thank you for the patience, ladies and turds. Thank you for watching, you know, this cheesy video, and I hope to see you in another one. Thanks for watching, and see you next time, everyone. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. I hope Crash Bandicoot is in Smash Bros. Sweet Mother of Turd, maybe as a DLC or something. I wanted him to be in that like PlayStation game, the what do you call it, the PlayStation All-Stars or something? You know, but he wasn't in there. As well as Spyro. Woo! I'm sweating here. Woo, that was quite a lot, ladies and turds.